Welcome, my beautiful souls. Today we are going to do a love reading. I'm calling it a love reading. And one of the main reasons why I'm doing a love reading right now is because I feel February is going to be a month. Well, first of all, think if it's a 2 month, so two can certainly speak of soulmates, relationships, love, partnerships. So with that being said, we also have Jupiter going into Gemini on the 4th, and Venus, I believe, is also going into Aries on the same day. The Sun, the full moon will be in Leo. I feel like this month is calling for us to take some action. It's almost like that universal year 9 that we're in. January was really meant to do that deep dive. But this month feels like it's about taking chances, taking leaps of faith. You know, there's someone you're interested in, not being afraid of reaching out, not being afraid of rejection. I feel like sometimes it's better to know than to sit there and wonder. So, anyways, I feel it just so happens Valentine's Day is in February. This is not why I'm doing it though. Because I feel like because Valentine's is a man-made holiday, love should be every day of the week. You know what I mean? Every month. Um, it's more of what's going on in the sky that makes me uh feel like this reading is needed. So this is going to be for all signs. So definitely, this is going to be an energy exchange. So you should be able to feel this reading, feel if certain messages are for you. This is why you always want to start a reading with a clear mind, kind of letting go of expectations and just being open to whatever our spirit guides want us to know. Again, I definitely feel it's going to be about love, and I feel like this is what the month is calling for, though. So I brought out the major arcanas. We'll use them in the reading. Mother Mary for her beautiful words of wisdom. The Gilded Tarot to clarify and to go deeper. I have all the love cards out, clarifying love situation. The romance angels, they're all here. And the main spread is going to be with the Luminous Tarot. Okay, so let's go ahead and officially open up this reading. I'm going to bring the lid down. Um, and again, all signs, just trust your intuition. Your spirit guides. I feel like, well, I don't feel like it. I know that many of your spirit guides led you here, and now it's just about you being open to receiving. So, let me take one more drink of coffee. Give Mother Mary a cut. It's interesting because I was going to do a reading for Gemini, but something kept telling me, dude, for all signs, all signs. So, this year I always pay attention to my intuition, but I am really listening, and I'm asking questions like, should I just do Gemini? And, in my head, I saw all signs, so all signs it is. All right. Mother Mary says, children, children. Hmm. My heart is filled with love for children, which creates miracles and positive changes for them and me. Children. Some of you may work with children, and it may bring, I don't know, joy to your heart. I do feel like it also brings sadness to your heart. Interesting, I don't know why. Maybe because I realize not all can have, well, what I'd like them to have. You know what I mean? It's almost like I feel like I have a teacher here who really loves her students, but does notice that some are lacking and wishes I could do more. I feel like your energy is really a big part of why you do what you do. Now, it's interesting how I'm picking up a teacher, but I want to say, like, I definitely don't feel that's the only message. So we'll see. Mother Mary will let us know why that came out. Let's go ahead and bring in the major arcanas. Give them a cut. And for anyone who's new, first of all, welcome aboard. So nice to have you. Um, but what I want to let you know is I always pre-shuffle my decks. That way I don't have to spend a lot of time shuffling with you here. Judgment, your spiritual team. So they're calling you to the present moment. That does mean there's something new coming, right? This speaks about a rebirth. Um, it is a message also that, this is where I send your signs in the present moment, not in the past, not in the future. So if you're looking for guidance, it's right here, right now. We have, interesting, the tower. But then we have the strength card. So the ability to overcome that tower. Um, I feel like the tower's already happened. And I feel like for those who have gone through like some type of a tower moment, I feel like you're healing. And it feels like now you're coming out the other end. And I feel like that's just what your spiritual team wants you to do. She has these goggles, which is the infinity number, as above, so below. No beginning, no end. This could certainly be connecting some of you back to someone that you knew as children. And when I say children, I mean up until, well, I hate to even put an age on it, but at least 18. All right, I want to see if anything else wants to come out before we move on. Just had a feeling. We have the moon. Interesting because it's right next to Leo. And Leo is what we will be having a full moon in. And the end of the month, we'll be having a new moon in Pisces. That is the ruler of Pisces. Or I'm sorry, it's the card of Pisces, ruler of Cancer. The moon can certainly talk about uncertainties. I can only see as far as the moonlight allows me to see. This is a full moon, so I can see pretty far there. It's also dreamy type energy. So I definitely feel like someone has definitely had to deal with this tower. Um, but I also feel that, you're coming out the other end. And let's remember the strength card. It is about looking within. Often you'll see it's like part person, part lion. And to me, it's like taming that beast within, not getting rid of it. It's just that balance. Um, so, whatever, why ever the tower, it kind of feels like someone fell from grace. Now, could have been you, could have been someone else, but I do feel like ultimately it is you that does need to overcome it. But I feel like your spiritual team is like, but you can. You're a lot stronger than you think you are. The moon mirroring judgment, where judgment is literally saying, I will guide you, I will send you signs. Um, and it's in the present moment energy. So that takes some of the fear away of the uncertainty from the moon. It's like just trust. Like your spiritual team is like just trust in me. I feel like also because someone is it feels like you've overcome this tower or you're very close to it. A tower can represent something that happened outside of our control. Someone could have given us a tower. We could have given someone else a tower. Even giving the tower takes a moment to like heal. But I feel like that's what you've been doing. Now I feel like you're being called into action. So even if there's a little bit of pain that remains, it's still about moving forward now. Okay, let's bring in the Lumerous Tarot. Let's give him a cut. We have the energy of Aries, that boldness that we need. We have the sun of Leo, also boldness, right? It means the sun is on you. And to be able to take advantage of that, even the new moon, Pisces, loving type energy, it may talk about a very romantic time that's coming up. All of a sudden, I feel that like there's romance on the horizon, and it's like my guides just want me to be ready. We have the Three of Pentacles. We have the Ace of Swords. We have, okay, now we're getting a clearer picture of the Tower, the Five of Swords, and then the Seven of Swords. So, wow. Okay, let me make this clear right out front because a lot of people misunderstand when I speak about like the Seven of Swords energy. You know, uh, uh, can this type of energy, which is really they call it the thief in the night. This is someone definitely takes more than their fair share. I do feel like it's untrustworthy energy. Sitting next to the Five of Swords, I mean, whoa, there's a lot of toxicity it's connected to this energy. Um, so what I was going to say is, can this type of energy also evolve? Of course they can, but man, do I feel like they carry. It's interesting because this could be someone who certainly could have broken your heart. But in the same time, I want to say the energy seems very difficult. And I don't know, like, if I was your best friend, I wouldn't advise you to continue with this energy. It is your free will. So let's start at the beginning, though. So we have the Three of Pentacles, and the Three of Pentacles to me, first of all, is a very creative energy. And I have to feel that our creative energy can help us overcome powers because it refocuses our mind. It reminds me of like, I don't know if you ever saw a commercial where like a dog is acting out and then you say squirrel and boom, their mind is refocused. You know, I'm not comparing this person to a dog, but what I want to say is like, um, it's a refocus of the mind. So, anyways, Three of Pentacles, I feel, It's also about your individuality. It's definitely your spirit guides, like giving you validation, maybe over the path that you've taken. I have a feeling this tower, because it consists of the Five of Swords, which is toxic energy, and the Seven of Swords, untrustworthy energy. Could be someone who, like, tells a lot of lies, tells you what you want to hear. I don't feel like they appreciated you for who you were, who you are, because this really is about other people admiring you for who you are, exactly who you are. Doesn't necessarily mean that this person didn't recognize that part of you also. Um, all right, well, let's keep going. Let's see what he's looking at. He or she. You have the five that literally is under the tower. Five is about change, and the change in this energy is toxic. It's other people's energy. What you got to be careful of is that you don't end up taking that energy on as your own. And then the strength card has the Seven of Swords under it, so again, untrustworthy energy. Can I overcome that? We have the King of Swords. Well, it kind of makes sense with all these swords right there. Matter of fact, four swords, one pentacle. But then, hello, lovers, under the Three of Pentacles. So, first of all, the Lovers is a card of Gemini. The meaning of the card is a head over heart decision, and I could see that. I feel like the Ace of Swords is going to be some type of communication. Now it could be coming twofold. I do feel like there's someone else on the horizon, but sometimes I feel like people in this type of energy, it's like as I like finally move on, they come back in again. Like I often feel in this energy that it's someone who, well, I don't feel like they made me happy, but in the same breath, I don't feel like they want anybody else to make you happy. It's almost like feeling like someone owns you, but they don't. So I feel like part of this head over heart decision is whether I well, I feel like the tower is what put an end to it no matter what. So I don't really feel the question is whether I continue with this person or not. I feel like the tower really has ended that. But listen, I feel like the tower really fell in your favor, even if it hurt for some time. But on the other end, though, I feel like if I really look at this energy, the Seven of Swords and the Five of Swords together, that's difficult energy. It just is. But it's showing you like being able to overcome this. I have a feeling someone also had terrible communication, almost like they used their words as weapons, and you took it. Now, could it be the other way around? Of course it can be. I hope. I don't know. I was going to say, I hope that you're not the Seven of Swords person, but if you are, maybe you're here because maybe you have evolved. So let's continue. So the lovers to me is a promise of love. And I love the lovers coming under the Three of Pentacles because this means that whoever is in this energy with you, it's both of you appreciating each other for exactly who you are. You know, even those broken little pieces. Look at this. The Ace of Cups under the Ace of Swords. Right next to the lovers. Well, hello, love. Where you been all my life? You know, first of all, I want to say the Ace of Swords to me, it is communication, but it's truthful communication. It's almost like someone's going to express their feelings for you. And remember, I was guided to do a love reading. Look at this, Queen of Swords. So we have the King of Swords, we have the Queen of Swords. Both of them have their swords up. Now, I kind of want you not to think about the sign because I feel like both had their sword up, so both of them probably participated in, not such great communication. I mean, it's easy to get pulled into, it's almost like you're trying to tell someone, I recognize these actions. I recognize what you're doing. I know that you're lying to me. And the other person's like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm telling you the truth, but it's not the truth. And let me tell you, with the full moon in Leo, I feel like there's no way that truth won't be uncovered or untruths, I should say. But I do feel like for a moment, I got caught up. And by the way, when I say I mean you. I'm just literally allowing myself to be you. And it's interesting because I almost feel like this queen doesn't even know that this Ace of Cups is behind her. All right, well, let's keep going. The Emperor. Mm, the Emperor. Card of Aries can certainly represent the father figure. It's a good tie back to children. Some of you could have stayed in a relationship because you had children. And again, I'm not telling you to leave anything. This is all your decisions. But it definitely feels like, the Emperor is normally someone we can look up to. But him coming under the Seven of Swords, it's almost like my way or the highway. I get this feeling of someone who just kind of feels like they know it all, but they don't. Some of you could have certainly stayed in a relationship for the children. And, I don't know if that's the right move or not. Again, it has to be left up to you. But I can tell you from my own experiences when I was a child, my parents fought like cats and dogs. I mean, it was devastating to us children, and we heard them. And I mean, we would just sit on the steps and cry. And I remember one time I was bold enough because my dad was like really like almost getting violent. And I remember I ran down the steps and I yelled for him to stop and he pushed me. Now, I don't think he meant that. I think it was just in the heat of anger. But the reason why I'm telling you this is I remember years later my dad saying to me, like, I should have never left you kids because they ended up separating. And I said to him, no, Dad, I think you did exactly the right thing. Okay. Look at what's mirroring the lovers, the Ten of Cups. This is the house of harmony. Well, the Five of Swords, there's anything but harmony. This is the house of true love. Seven of Swords, I don't know how it could be true love. I'm not going to say it can't be love, but is it the love of your life? I don't think so. But listen, you probably learned a lot from that. You know, if nothing else, you now know what love should not look like. Feels like this is what your spiritual team is telling you it's on the horizon for you. But I do feel like there are certain energies that need to, let's just say, be cleared or dealt with. Number one is that toxic energy that then goes into untrustworthy energy. But I feel both the king and the queen kind of got caught up in that. Um, it's interesting because I'm feeling more now like this tower was given to who's ever in the Seven of Swords energy. It's almost like I have this realization that the communication was just getting completely like out of whack, nasty. And I feel like whether you're the queen or the king here, I feel like the emperor is twofold. Number one, I do get that energy of like my way or the highway. I know everything. But do you really? You know what I mean? But they think that they do. And I don't think I can talk them out of it. Um, or do I even want to anymore? And then I feel another energy of knowing what type of person I am looking for as it relates to love. And again, I am doing this reading as a love reading. This is what it's meant to do. So it makes sense that, you know, especially being in a universal year nine, who do I want to take along in this, you know, in this new portal that's opening up, this new opportunity to plant new seeds? Do I want old seeds to come along? Well, not these, unless there's been tremendous transformation. All right, seeds on the bottom of the deck. We have the death card. So, endings, the closing of one door, but it is a promise of a new door opening, and judgment would be that new door opening. Ten of Pentacles underneath that. Interesting. Almost like a switch of a house. Um, I know I haven't really given any signs, but Death card, well, I have given a few. Death card would be Scorpio. Strength card would be Leo, Moon, Pisces, and Cancer. Lovers, Gemini. King and Queen of Swords can be Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. And the Emperor is Aries. Okay. Now, with all that said, I kind of want you to forget it. All right, let's bring in the Gilded Tarot. Let's go deeper. You know, if you look at what's behind this queen, it's the Ace of Cups and the Lovers. And the Lovers is mirroring the Ten of Cups, so I feel like that's the ultimate potential of what feels like probably new love, even if it's old love. But listen, if it's this person and this is what you truly want, then I would say make sure they truly have evolved. And if you yourself have evolved, your energy will let you know very quickly. If some, like trust your energy, trust your intuition. It is your GPS in this lifetime. And trust that first instinct. Don't second guess it. Because there can be a chance of, I feel like I cut them, but of communication coming in two different ways. Because he is looking back at that Ace of Swords. All right. Let's start at the beginning, but read it as a whole. We have the Star card. Your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. If you notice this person's completely naked, that means they are being their authentic self. The Star card, it is about bringing your wishes to fruition, but human action is also needed. Often feel in the Star card is like working hand in hand with divine to bring about some of these wishes, to make them my reality. I love that it's coming over Judgment and the Three of Pentacles. So first of all, I feel like the Three of Pentacles may have been somewhat of a lesson, learning to really appreciate who you are on a core level or on a soul level, let's say, even on a spiritual level and a human level. It's knowing who you are, period. Also, card of Aquarius, by the way. So, that's a great omen. We have the wheel, destiny, coming over the Ace of Swords, right next to your dreams, your wishes. And then we have the Death card that's coming over the Five of Swords, the Tower, also touching the Strength card and the Seven of Swords. So, if we had any doubt, is this energy meant to move forward? I feel like the answer is very clear. Like, that's the door that needs to be closed. Closing that door is what opens up what feels like a dream come true. Is it immediate? Well, I feel like there is some understanding of oneself, definitely clearing as much as that energy or the tower energy as possible. But this is talking about a destined time that's opening up. So the Five of Swords, the Seven of Swords feel more like free will than anything. Could have been certainly a karmic lesson. And if that's the case, I feel this means, because the Death card's now over, that you probably have learned that lesson and you're closing the door. But that means you're allowing yourself also to have this new beginning, like you're trusting in this next door that opens, well, you're putting what feels like your affirmations out there. And by the way, this reading, because I already know some are going to say, I have no interest in love. This is probably not your reading because this reading, I felt it right from the get go, is about people who are looking for love. And, I say looking, but let's just say you're open to it. No matter what, you're moving into a destined period. So it really is up to you what you want to take along and what you don't. It's like cleaning house and then starting with a nice, fresh, clean home. It to me is a symbol that I'm open. It's cleaning out that old closet and making room for new. Symbolic, but feels like part of those affirmations. It's like your spiritual team is saying, we want you to be ready so that you really can enjoy this. And we understand where you've been and the things that you're overcoming. And we want to help you. The Hermit. So we're in the year of the Hermit. And what's interesting is this coming over the Seven of Swords, where clearly it's asking you to close that door, and the Five of Swords, just whatever has been toxic in your life, whatever is working against you. But what I love is this the Hermit's lantern is illuminating this little snake down here. And it's really meant for your comfort. Like if there are any snakes hidden in the grass, you'll see them. This is definitely using your spirituality. I feel like you're stronger than you've ever been. But I feel like some of these things that you've gone through, some of the difficulties that you've gone through, this is a different way of looking at it. This is like breaking it down and understanding it on a spiritual level. And when we understand it on a spiritual level, then we know there really is nothing we cannot get through. There's nothing we cannot overcome. The hermit means that you probably did go through the dark night of the soul. But this is you coming out the other end. This is the wise old soul. So the wisdom, I felt like the hermits lived all the lifetimes of the 1 through the 8. Also Carter Virgo, by the way. Look at that, all major arcana so far on the top line. And then look at that, the 10 of swords. Okay. So the hermit's illuminating those 10 swords. The hermit's coming over the 7 of swords. The death card's coming over the 5 of swords. So I feel like if the question here was, if this person makes a repeat appearance, should I give him another chance? Well, that has to be left up to you. But I feel like it is showing us that it will end up in the same type of energy. This is you taking dagger after dagger in your back. But the hermit's illuminating this for you. This could have been a repeat pattern with someone. Could have certainly given them more than one chance. But I feel like now I gotta let it end. Because if I don't, then I'm kind of doomed. If this was a lesson, but yet I keep inviting it back in, it's like I haven't learned that lesson yet. And no one's judging you over that. You learn it in your own time. But I feel like definitely this is showing you that chances are it'll just be a repeat pattern. And I feel like, man, I feel like you took a lot of bullshit. And even the Hermit makes me feel like you yourself have evolved. Could it be the Seven of Swords person who's evolved? Well, I wouldn't have said no until I saw the Ten of Swords. So I don't feel like this has anything to do with that person evolving. This is everything about you moving on and what lies next within your life. And by the way, learning this lesson, I feel like teaches you so much. Like, don't be afraid of love because now you know, right? If that type of energy, especially if you've cleared it and and you don't want to repeat that type of energy. If someone or even that person came back towards you, I feel like very quickly you would close that door very quickly. But I know some may not, maybe had wished that that was going to turn out differently. But just the way everything's falling makes me feel like, uh-uh. All right, Eight of Swords, Six of Pentacles over the Ace of Cups. And then the Page of Wands over the Queen of Swords. Interesting, because this is my risk taker. So, we have to go back. Eight of Swords, self-created prison. But boy, do I feel like someone helped you create it. Again, I feel like communication, it just doesn't have to be like the last relationship, but it's something that the energy is still hanging on. Sometimes we want who we want, but that doesn't mean that they're able to give us what we need. In the Eight of Swords, it does kind of feel like, I built these walls around me, but it's interesting that it's coming over the Lovers. I feel like I have to tie that back to the Strength card because maybe I haven't completely overcome that energy. Literally, maybe I'm afraid to fall in love again. So I feel like the best thing you can do is look at the source that's causing you to feel that way. And, there could have been a period in your life where you just seemed to be tempted to, well, let's just say, what feels like the wrong energy for you. But that could have been a lesson. Okay, well, I keep getting tempted back to this type of person, and I keep getting the same results. Well, that tells me something. I feel like as love goes, many of you here, I would put you more in the giving category. I don't feel like you're receiving what you should have received as it relates to love. But I also want to say be careful that you don't judge all people moving forward according to people of the past. If you're someone who gave as much as you could give, but it still turned out bad, take that blame off of you, right? Put it on the person it belongs to. It doesn't belong on your shoulders. You know, it feels to me like you carry compassion in your heart, and maybe someone else didn't, right? I can't make them be who I want them to be. And they certainly don't feel like they have any interest of being anything else than what they are. It's almost like, there's no, like, they're saying, I don't have to come up with an excuse for the way I am. I like the way I am. Well, that's good. That's good. But that type of person tends to end up alone. They could have relationships, in their lives, but I feel like ultimately everyone comes to the same conclusion eventually. And maybe that's what causes someone of that caliber to then look at oneself. But I feel like it would take a lot because I don't feel like they feel like there's a problem. And I feel like it doesn't matter how much I argue with them, I'm still going to get the same results. So I feel like if they said my way or the highway, you chose the highway. But yet you did build up these walls. And it's relating right back to that Ten of Swords. Of course, you don't want to repeat that. But that's really what the Strength card is asking you to do. Like, look within, take the blame off yourself. Many of us get caught in these cycles. And it is about breaking patterns, but breaking these patterns really set you free. The self created prison, truly, when this person puts those walls down, it is a sense of freedom. Put your trust in your spiritual team. They are here helping to guide you, and they are guiding you ultimately to the Ten of Cups. It's like, I want these dreams to come true, but yet, am I blocking my own dreams? And here's why I feel like if that's the case, I feel like someone just told you things like about you that weren't true. I feel like they were just trying to hurt you. But I do feel like you took it on. You know what I mean? Like you took on those words like they were truth. And that's what you now have to kind of dissolve. And dissolving that puts those walls down. It's the only way I feel like you're going to take a chance. All right, let's keep going. February is made for lovers, not cheaters. We have the Four Swords, beautiful, healing. I feel like it's exactly what needed to happen. And then, hello, beautiful Knight of Pentacles, our guardian angel, who teaches us patience. It's slow moving night. This night comes in the right time, not before, not after. I know what it's asking, and that is for you to put those walls down. And the best way to put those walls down is look at this past energy for really what it was. You know, it feels like lower vibrational, but I got pulled into that. But now I feel like you pulled yourself out of it. You weren't unscathed, but yet everything feels like moment by moment, day by day. It's like you're becoming that butterfly. So I come at the right time, right over the Ten of Cups. That's mirroring the lovers, by the way. So the Eight of Swords, that would not be the right time. Why? Well, because what I bring in is truly meant to enhance your life. It feels like what's destined. It feels like something you've been dreaming about. And maybe like I dream about it, but I haven't put a lot of human action into it. Page of Wands to me would be my risk taker. and it is after the fact. And even if I'm not completely healed, I'm still healed enough that I can take a chance. I definitely feel like this is asking you to take a chance, but you have to realize that not all people are like this one person that I feel like, you know, probably many of you have dealt with in different ways, but it still ultimately ends up in the Ten of Swords. Yeah. All right, let's go right below. Hello, Ten of Pentacles. So it made its way out of the deck. First of all, coming over the Lovers. That's mirroring the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles. Guardian Angel is telling you, I'm bringing a pentacle into your life, and this pentacle can truly enhance your life. You can do whatever you want with this pentacle. It is your nurturing that will allow this seed to grow. Or I don't nurture it and it just kind of dries up and dies. That's why that's why the Knight of Cups or the Knight of Pentacles, who I feel is a guardian angel energy. That's why I don't come in until the timing is right. Because the guardian angel wants to make sure that you're going to take this seed and you're going to allow it to be all that it has the potential of being. I mean, from the Ten of Swords to the Ten of Cups, and now the Ten of Pentacles, that now includes the Lovers. Eight of Swords is that human emotion. We have the Hangman. And we have the Queen of Pentacles. Slow down, you move too fast. Okay, so kind of feels like this love. Because it's coming, the Hangman's coming under the Ace of Cups. But it's mirroring your will, your destiny. I feel like that's what the Knight of Pentacles is saying. Again, what can't I bring in until the timing is right? The Ace of Cups. This is a destined partner, but that still doesn't guarantee us, right? Because our free will is our free will. And the Eight of Swords kind of is your free will, right? It's where I decided I want to put these barriers up. So what can I do in that energy? What's the best way to handle that? Face the truth. Take all blindfolds off. Know that as you overcome this energy, you naturally evolve. You don't need these walls to let you know if someone coming towards you is going to be someone who helps to expand your world or deplete your world. Your energy will let you know that. And I feel like your guardian angel is like, and I want to make sure that you know that before the timing is right. Then we get the Queen of Pentacles, who's my little psychic detective. Page of Swords. Oh my God, look at that. The marriage card over the Ten of Pentacles, connected to your guardian angel. Mirroring the Lovers and the Ten of Pentacles. Holy abundance. So we have the House of Abundance. We have the House of Harmony. What more could we ask for? True commitment, true love. And it just so happens that your guardian angel is the one who's ushering in this energy. Interesting how there is a child with them. Some of you, this could be blended families. Someone could have told you up here. I've had this told to me before, like, you have kids, no one's going to want you. And that's just not the truth. Because the right person will not only love you, but also love your children. And I do feel like, you do come as a package deal for those who have children. Um, but I don't feel there's a problem with this. I feel like, again, this type of energy is someone who will not only love me, but also love my children or child, or you love their children. Whatever it may be. It could be, again, blended families. But this is about true love, true commitment. Wouldn't it be so much easier if we just got rid of that Five of Swords and that Seven of Swords and it didn't show up? Everything else would just seem to flow. But that of Swords and Five of Swords is really what kind of, let's just say, set us back in a way. I feel like if my question was, is there any chance that this can evolve? Well, the Ten of Swords kind of answers that to me. Anyway, of course, trust your own intuition. Um, Eight of Swords makes me worry a little. Like, will you trust your intuition? Because it's coming over the lovers. So again, Knight of Pentacles, right? Ushering in not only the lovers, but ultimately, like, their ultimate life together. It's kind of already showing that. And listen, when I say put down the walls of the Eight of Swords, it doesn't mean that you 100% trust your intuition. But here's the thing. I feel like as you continue to move forward, like those little broken pieces, I feel, because your counterpart will probably also have similar type energy. It is telling us that this is someone who sits upon your wheel. So to me, that feels predestined, right? But it doesn't mean that the time is right until the time is right. I mean, you cannot make this knight move until this knight is ready to move. Well, as I say that, you can help this knight move quicker by putting these walls down. The hangman over the Ace of Cups makes sense. I have to tie that back to the knight. Like, I have to put a hold on that Ace of Cups because I want you to really be able to enjoy all that it offers. And yeah, it can be scary, but exciting. All right. Two of Wands on the bottom of this deck. So, stepping upon a new path. Exactly what Judgment is asking of us. But yet, again, making it clear that this is destiny. And, it definitely feels like a soul's desire. And I just want to also remind you that with the Three of Pentacles above the lovers, I really love that because I feel like that's each admiring each other. Number one, for the compassion and empathy they carry within their heart. Um, Maybe even a admiration for what you do in the world. If I could take these lessons and I could help others to avoid them, well, that feels pretty good. So, some of you, this lesson, it may be something that you will use moving forward, especially with the 10 of Pentacles right below that, because ultimately the chance of abundance, but I feel like you really got to believe in yourself. Don't get mad at yourself because you carry compassion. Don't get mad at yourself because those who don't, well, do they really have a place in your life anyway? I mean, yes, you could help people evolve, but not as is relating to love. Because I don't feel like you can help this person up here evolve. I feel like they just don't feel there's a problem. So we have this page of swords sitting right next to the Four of Wands. This feels like communication. And a page, it can represent an earlier time. We had two pages. Again, two pages that may have known each other when they were children. And maybe that is part of your dream. I mean, that's my life. I don't know that it was part of like an active dream that I had that Sam and I come back together. But it happened out of the blue. But I have to tell you, it happened in the right time because 2 weeks prior to Sam reaching out to me, I was in a relationship. It was ending. But if he would have called while I was still in that relationship, I probably wouldn't have taken his call. Um, I have a Virgo sun, and I feel like sometimes that Virgo sun is part of my morals. And even if I wanted to take that call, so I feel like me leaving the person I was with, then I was on my own for at least 2 weeks before Sam called. To me, that was divine timing. And it was a bad day. And that changed everything around. So the only reason I'm saying this is because I do feel like some of you could have known each other back in the day. But I also want to say a page is also what's in the atmosphere. Okay, let's bring out the clarifying love situations. Give me a cut. And let's just take a couple. Ultimately, what your spiritual team is doing is showing you a beautiful love story. And this love story is yours. But most love stories, the greatest love stories, there's tragedy, there's loss, there's the reclaiming, clouded vision. Recognize and discuss red flags or areas of concerns. Well, we know who that belongs to. That's a little bit of the Eight of Swords. May mean looking at that. Temporary relief. Distractions aren't a quick fix for deeper issues. Distractions aren't a quick fix for deeper issues. Still feels like it's tying us back to the Eight of Swords. All right, I'm not going to take all them. Fluttering heart. Your passion leads you to love you desire. Face haven. Believe in the safety of your return as every journey leads back to comfort. That's kind of beautiful. Believe in the safety of your return. I feel like that means your return home as every journey leads back to comfort. In other words, it's like looking at our lives as, spiritual beings, understanding that we're having human experiences. And there really is nothing that we cannot overcome. And we just have to find that power and strength within us. I feel like there's a need to be completely open and honest with oneself. And I know it doesn't always feel good, but I feel like it produces like fruits, blessings. This is waiting to come in, but it is on hold. I feel like we could turn that around. Okay, let's bring out the romance angels. All right, playfulness. That reminds me of children also. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. That's what the Page of Wands does, right? Like Page of Wands would say, yes, I've fallen, but I get back up again. I'm always seeking that adventure. And yeah, I can get stuck, but through healing, I can get back on my feet again. I can open the door to really my blessings that are waiting. That's the choice of energy. Like, I can choose to be playful or not. Flirt. Look at the energy. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. And then attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. That's what your spiritual team is calling for. They're saying, first and foremost, take off this armor that you wear. Know that just because one or two people didn't love you in the way that you really feel you deserve, not to take it on as that you are unlovable. It's just not the case. Now, in the Eight of Swords, you can be unlovable. And I mean that only as in if someone tried to come loving up on me in the Eight of Swords, chances are I'd push them away. But I feel like my energy would push them away before, I feel like the Eight of Swords, the energy field is big. So sometimes things coming towards you, you don't even know it. And that's why you want to free yourself. So you know everything that's coming towards you. And you know that you play a big part in that. Again, the star card, it's not magic. It is your dreams and it is about manifesting them. And you can, but it's not magic. It's because you're putting in that effort, you're putting in that work, you're believing in yourself again. You know that you deserve love of the highest form, but you have to be willing to be able to give that. You know what I mean? That is the law of attraction. Like, I can wish and want great love all I want, but if I have this Eight of Swords, well, I probably won't even recognize it as it's coming towards me. Now, if I can free myself, then I can feel everything. And then I can make real decisions. All right, let's keep going. Chemistry. Well, often feel that in the lovers. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. Forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moment. So here's love, right? That's starting to come into the present moment. It's already telling us the type of energy that you're going to feel if you allow yourself. This forgiving, I feel like, is an important part of our spiritual journey. And I get it. Like, I say this to Sam all the time. There's people he just cannot forgive in his life. And I'm always trying to get him to, find a way to forgive. Um, because that lightens up your own energy. This is not about whether you pick up the phone. You certainly can forgive, but I feel like even like lower vibrational energies didn't treat us well. I do feel like we have to forgive that also and forgive yourself. So it feels like every card is bringing us closer to these walls coming down. So I want to keep going. Someone from your past is returning to your life. Wow. Worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. Divine timing is at work in your love life. This is meant to be a love reading. So, any energy that's here, it's speaking of love. It wouldn't be real life if there weren't love that didn't go wrong. Like, that's part of life. Sometimes I feel like we have to kiss a lot of frogs before we find our true prince or princess. But I love the energy of not only is it saying that it's worth waiting for, but it helps take some of the fear away, but by allowing you to know the divine timing, right? I come at the right time. I carry the Ten of Cups. I carry the Four of Wands. I mirror the lovers. I mirror the Ten of Cups. But I also mirror that Eight of Swords. So I feel like that's what the first couple cards are about. Like bringing down those walls. And then allowing yourself to say that there is great love out there for me. And it's not even about looking for it, because this definitely is being guided, right? Divine timing is at work in your love life. where I felt that some are reconnecting with someone from the day back in the day. That's showing that. Um, do I think that's for everyone? I don't. I feel like for some of you, this is someone new. Remember, when someone's coming back, could also be past life when we have the wheel here. And one of the ways that you can tell, this is what I feel like when someone of a past life is coming into a current life, then there tends to be this, doesn't mean that you didn't love other people, you did, but I often feel like there's this sense of never being able to find that full, true fulfillment, right? Never feeling completely whole. Well, this person will fill that hole and you theirs. And I don't mean that sexually. So that could happen too. But how beautiful, right? I mean, you have the hangman right here, which is a pause in the action, but then worth waiting for. So, you know, don't always think that it's us waiting on divine. Sometimes divine is waiting on us, and that's what I feel here. So, can I help bring this together sooner versus later? Yes, I can bring down these walls. And I feel like pretty quickly you'll feel a change in energy, and this is definitely giving you validation that you can say yes or no. You can follow your head or your heart. If you follow your head, it might be some old thoughts. Well, I gotta leave that up to you. I gotta leave that up to you. But I feel like this is giving you a very clear picture. Um, I love that the wheel came out and it's connected in the same line of the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Swords. So, if I have fear of untrustworthy energy, and that fear would be because you dealt with it. This doesn't feel like that at all. Now, this person's human, so they're not perfect, but neither are we, right? But we want to keep evolving. And I feel like so with this person. So interesting how I felt very early on, like it seemed like like a change of house. But man, if I'm moving from the Ten of Swords house into the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles house, thank you, Tower. Thank you, Tower. And that's what I often feel in a love reading like this. The day will come where you will be thankful for that tower. Like, I feel some of you will be marking like the anniversary date, like the day we met, like making it clear. And by the way, I also want to say, because I do feel like some of you, this could certainly be, again, someone that you knew back in the day. They probably follow you on social media, or you them, or friends of a friend. So I wouldn't even be surprised. And I've gotten this on a lot of readings February where like statuses are changing, from in a relationship to single. But yet I'm putting it on my front page. So that could even start the ball rolling. But I also feel like, if the Eight of Swords has been dealt with, let's say, and you have set yourself free, and what you're setting yourself free from are any limited thoughts or ideas about the potential of what can be, even knowing your truth, right? And, if I live my life in a certain way, it only makes sense that what would come back to you would also be of that caliber. When I live in these heavy swords, well, it's kind of like I expect bad things to happen and then they do. But if I can turn that around, right, put those affirmations, I expect good things to happen. But then also being willing to take the human action, That's an important part of the component that we forget about. Like our spiritual team will guide us, but then they want us to take those steps. Like that Two of Wands, right? Just taking a step forward. I kind of love how I just realized came under the strength card, over the strength card. So, overcoming, starting anew. In a way, it's you saying yes, and I'll accept that. I'm going to take that. All right, guys, I'm going to let that be. Um, you know, it's a mixture. It's a mixture of heaviness, but also divine. It's a mixture of difficult love and divine love. And I do feel the more that we ourselves evolve and stay true to us, but also be open. Like, don't shut down what the universe wants to supply. With every lesson, there is a blessing. And that's what the death card represents. Every door that's closed, there's a promise of a brand new door. Judgment. I need you in the present moment because the past has already happened. Extract the wisdom and let the rest go. Almost like we need the full out here. But maybe that's what it's asking for. Like for you to become the full. And that just means free and clear. That means that you are willing to take a leap, a leap of faith. I really feel like once the Eight of Swords, once that's dealt with, the rest I feel like will just take care of itself. Like I don't feel like I have to talk you into it. I feel like the energy will be undeniable. So I literally was doing this for February. So I feel like February will be the month that some of you are going to at least connect with someone, whether they be new or someone of the past. But I also want you to recognize the ability here. Again, I feel like if the walls of the Eight of Swords are down, I set myself free, then I can trust in this energy. You have divine energy all over the board. And this love is destined. That means that these soulmates agreed to come into each other's life at a certain time. And you know what I often find? When it's predestined, it is usually after a very difficult time. And then the blessing. This blessing seems to last for the rest of your life. But will you or won't you? All right, guys, I'm going to let that be. Um, Holy love, of all calibers. Not many of us fall in love the first time. It's interesting though, because Sam and I were each other's first love. But then we did break up as teenagers and then reconnected 40 years later. But what was I going to say? Um, it's just normal that we're going to love a few different people in our lifetimes. And, something's going to end it. Something's going to end it. And then something new is coming in. And your spiritual team is telling you that this has been worth the wait. All right. I love you guys. I thank you. Thank you for a beautiful January, by the way. Today's the last day of January. That's why I wanted to do this today. So, The fourth. There's a lot of things going on the fourth. And I feel like that's just the beginning. That's just the beginning. All right, guys. I love you. I thank you. I will see you next time at our table. Happy loving. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.